In the last episode, and unbeknownst to you, dear viewers, because OBS decided to freeze on me, I have actually started building the starport. He said clicking on a bunch of metal. And I have started using building another biodome as well as another airlock here with the appropriate connections as well. So there's that. What else did we do? Not too much. We've traded for another mining robot. And we finished the lab we built in the last episode, which was over here. And I went ahead and filled it up with 6 meat synthesizers. What a horrible word. And 3 more medical workbenches. I also increased the manufacture limit for medical supplies to about 30 from 15, which means that we should now mass produce those, and also traded most of our medical supplies for that one robot and a bunch of metal when a tradesperson came along. So let's hope we don't run into any medical emergencies and let's play Planetbase. Now we are doing well with the robots as well. And I was very confident that this guy was not going much faster than the human, because after all, that's kind of what you put all those resources into robots for, so you don't have to do all the carrying, and so you have something that actually does better at carrying your stuff. Also, look at the speed at which we're bleeding power. Okay. We also have 703 credits now, which I believe is just great, because it means we can actually afford a few more things. So we don't have to be very, very frugal with our spending anymore. And we will probably look into buying more stuff. And I will be probably more ready to pay for things. Now, as you can see, we're currently, I believe we're in a bit of an equilibrium state in terms of food. We should see a drastic increase in meat production with those tissue synthesizers here. They actually cost about as much as the vegetable pads, so that's fine. I wonder what's more productive though. I wonder if there's a difference in production speed when you do the different animals here, or different kinds of meat. Do we have... Yeah, we get basic meals out of that. Out of meat and onion. What will the food maker make out of, or meal maker, make with food with meat and onions? You can actually fry that quite nicely. And come on. It actually just use the onions and nothing else. Well, that's great. I think they're a bit slow though. I mean, we had to essentially double up on meal makers just to keep things going, because they weren't actually producing fast enough for all the settlers to get food. So that was kind of embarrassing. I had them a bit quicker in memory, in my defense. I believe they were a lot quicker. That's a drinks machine, so we also built a barn the last episode, or in the episode before that, but the last episode is the one I lost, so basically last episode for you. And right now it's not being that well in use. And again, all they seem to have here is tomato juice, which would probably not be enticing to me. I'm missing 1 metal here. And this says we're out of metal. Well, we're almost out of metal. We have 1 free metal, which is probably going to be hauled in here very, very soon. Or it's probably going to be put into the starport. I don't know though. I wouldn't be able to tell where people or where colonists will drag things first. We're also sitting on a bunch of ores, which I'm not too stoked about, because ores are of no use to you, so you don't have to stockpile those unless you plan to go heavy on, or unless you plan to put your mines on kind of a lockdown for whatever reason. In that case, you may as well try to go a bit slow on your production and then just keep people or just stockpile ores for later, but I don't think that's too much of a good idea. What's that? GM tomato. I actually don't want that just yet. I'm saving my coins for the robot patents in case they roll around. So I'll actually not sell all of them. I'll sell one of those for 25 of those. 50% commission. Are you nuts, sir? Oh well. We'll trade that. And I'm hoping OBS won't die on me again. I actually set up a second screen here, which is kind of cool. So now I actually see what's going on all around. So I can see if OBS is working properly. I can check on other stuff, and it's kind of cool. So I also tried a bit of a live stream earlier. I'm not sure if anybody saw it. I think I only had one viewer in there for a short time. So yeah, but that was. If you want to leave a comment, do so. And yeah, it also OBS died on me again, so I don't know how that went. And it's totally strange to actually see the things you did like a few minutes ago. So yeah, that was something I'll have to get used to. Mind you, I do plan to stream a bit more often. Actually, if everything works, if I get things to work properly, I will stream more often. Right now it doesn't seem too bad, at least it didn't freeze on me. Before that it would freeze like within 30 seconds. Now we're doing a bit better. And I actually had a bit of a different game plan for today. Just to keep things a bit mixed up. Every now and then you kind of have to do that. Okay, also, something I don't quite like about the base so far is that it's very linear. But there's not too much I can change about that. And not too much I'm too keen on changing about that, because every connection is essentially lost space in some cases. Like from here to here we don't need a connection, and if I build a connection we'll end up with a lab like this, where you can't build anything because everything is connection. So I can't build anything in the middle of this. It would make sense to me. And I'm half tempted to throw in another production plant here. Although it seems there are sensor detectors. It's nice that we know ahead of we know those ahead now, which I believe is because of the telescope or because we built. Did we have a radio antenna? I don't think we have one of those yet. We're also still low on metals because all the metals. Well, the one metal block we made ended up over here, and the airlock is over there. Well, that's also missing one metal. So we're doing okay-ish on the metals. There are 2 more metals going here. This thing can be constructed as soon as the starport itself is built. Although, to be fair, it pretty much doesn't look like it needs too much more construction done. Except if you need all those metals for like wiring and electrical equipment for landing ships safely. In that case, that's overrated. You could do with less. I mean, there's plenty of ships around. Not right now, but we just have a small landing pad, which I'm not going to dismantle properly, because we will still be able to receive colonist ships. Oh, there we go, the starport is being finished now. So we'll still receive colony ships, and maybe also some small traders, which may still be something that will save our asses at some point. I mean, the big traders are fine, and they're a lot cheaper than the small ones. But, and that's something you have to keep in mind, having 2 traders means you have twice the likelihood of getting the trade goods you need. So in case, for example, we have a big trader here selling, I don't know, raw materials, and we are running out of food, and we have queued up crap loads of things to be exchanged here, and that might take a while, and we'll be probably very happy to have another landing pad available for food traders. And there we go, our first big colonist ship. Of course, we also get bigger ships now. And I wouldn't do that if I wasn't sure that we had security things going. So we have a security room. It's mostly staffed. Well, it has one staff in it. One single staff member in it. We also have an armory that's quite well equipped. I'm not sure how many security guys we have. Let's check that. There seem to be quite a lot of guns in there. So that's 6 guns. That's all our guns we have. And how many security people do we have? We have 5 security guards, and 4 of them are armed. So I'm not sure if that means they already have a gun, or if that means they have picked their gun in that cabinet. Oh wow, that sandstorm is approaching soon now. I thought sandstorm detected meant that it was going to be upon us within seconds, but apparently we have time. However, during the night a sandstorm is actually a good thing, because sandstorms means our wind turbines are going crazy with production. They should actually produce at full capacity then, which is very, very nice to see. And during the night that certainly helps, because we won't miss the production from those solar panels here. So, yeah. Having that, good thing. Also, I think we've not seen this large storage here as empty as we're seeing it now. It's been a long time since we've seen it like that. Okay, we still have 11 metal. One of them is going to be carried here. Construction robot? No, it's an engineer. It's an actual physical engineer. Can we put a large? Actually, there was some charts. No. Landing permissions. No. Okay, we'll allow visitors now, because visitors allow us to make loads of money. However, they will have some expectations. It's a bit like the spatials, although not as strict. I mean, a visitor is basically a temporary inhabitant who won't work, but who will just sap your amenities. Like he'll have a drink in the bar, and he'll. Oh wow, the drinks machine is slow. Might actually be a good idea to place another one here. Can I squeeze another one in? Yes. Oh, now the sandstorm is imminent. That sandstorm took its time. I mean, seriously, it was... I think we had like a good 5 minutes of warning ahead of time, which is kind of nice. But still kind of strange. Okay, we're also officially out of metal. There is no free metal here. Oh, the biodome is under construction. And so should be the connection to the biodome, although Mr. Kane here is currently not moving as quick as he could be. I'm not sure if he wants to go here or if he wants to just get inside again. Also, I didn't check if we needed any more. No, it's just using bioplastics. That's good to see. Any machine that uses metals is kind of poorly placed in my base. We have low power storage, and it's apparently daytime again. So once the sandstorm is over, we'll be much better off. And once we get a decent stockpile of metals again, okay, sandstorm, you could actually bugger off now if that would be possible. We do need those that power. Okay, that connection has been built, so Mr. Kane has decided to... What's that? Low stats? Yeah, that's fine. He will probably need some medical attention now, because somebody decided that going out into the open, or staying out in the open during a sandstorm, was the smartest thing to do. So he really only has himself to blame for that. But I can't really fault him too much for doing his job, right? Okay, the biodome is low on oxygen. Does the sandstorm go over now? We are very low on... Okay, yes, it seems we are picking up the pace now. That was a bit close for comfort. Sandstorm is over now, which means we are now producing power, and we are now filling up all those power sources again. We were on the last leg there. That was very close. I'm gonna admit that. It was probably a bit too close. I shouldn't have taken that gamble. Also, let's check the vegetable storage again. We are on 19 vegetables. And as long as we seem to be constantly switching back and forth between like 10 or 9 or 8 and about 20, I'm actually not too worried about it, but I think it means that we're essentially hitting the balance right now. So every additional consumer will probably will have a decent chance of actually tipping the balance and making us run out of food. Again, I could just try to use the... What's that? Another colonist chip. Well, great. Could I get a trader now? I kind of want those big traders, because you'll probably... I hope you'll see that those will... what are you, another colonist chip? Oh, you're a trader. How much do you charge for guns? You have 60% commission. Let's just buy 2 metal, 3 metal. Let's buy 4 metals from him. Even though he really doesn't deserve that. Let's get 5. And I also want those 5 credits from you. Seriously? Fine. Let's have it your way then. Trade that. It's expensive. So, something else I'm kind of hoping to show off, although I'm obviously not hoping for it to happen, is the Malevolent Intruder, which we will see sooner or later. I think those come aboard with all kinds of ships, so they can arrive in your base via traders, colonists, or visitors. Doesn't matter. As soon as you have the large airport, or starport, not airport, damn it, you run into a sizable chance of getting those. Okay, also let's get some tomatoes and some lettuce and some onions, and can I get another one here? Yes. There we go. Get some mushrooms. I'll just build all of the pads here. And potatoes and wheat. Corn? No, that's corn. Or maize in that case. So let's do one more of those. And I want a tree. Give me a tree. There we go. Okay, this will sap a sizable amount of water, so might be a good idea to make... Yeah, we were almost at the peak, although we actually have... Alright, I built another water extractor, so I don't need to do that. I think that's also something I built in the lost episode, I'm going to call it now. Also seems that OBS is still recording. I hope my recording won't die again. It'd be very, very nice of it. Very considerate. Yeah, I would have started with the pine tree as well. Definitely. Can we zoom in on that? Hey, there, it's growing. It's growing really quick. And considering this is all hydroponics, I wouldn't actually want it to look like that. This looks like it's growing in regular soil. Also, I believe my little program, or my my light filtering program is kicking in right now because the sun is going down. So in case this the picture seems a bit more reddish than this red planet would suggest. That's because of that. Also kind of weird is, it looks weird in my preview window now, because I have the red from the filter, and then that picture goes into OBS preview window, where it's slightly reddened again, so it looks really strange now. I can't show you, sadly, but you have to believe me that. It looks a bit weird. And it's also totally unusual. It's unusual for me to actually have both of those things at the same time going. I'll hopefully get used to it eventually. Okay. So we've not seen any big traders yet. And we've been recording for 20 minutes now. I don't actually need the countdown anymore because I have the OBS window now. That's so great. I never dare to tab out of the game with only one screen to watch that window because in many cases that actually broke the recording entirely and I couldn't do anything anymore, so I had to break the recording anyway, and I'll break it off and then restart it, which is something I'm not really keen on. I don't like doing that. We're also probably going to run out of power tonight because we have all those additional draining things now. Could we get a trader now? Do I have to set up a special permission for that? You, any permission? No. I was wondering if there was a separate set of permissions for the small and the big one. Oh, that's a visitor ship. Now we get small visitor ships. They don't show up until you get the bigger things, or until you get the starport. I don't know why. I mean, they clearly fit on the small landing pad, but I believe it's just so you essentially declare your base ready for visitors as soon as you build the starport. We can actually see if we can find the visitor here. Are you that visitor? Let's see. Nope, that seems to be a worker. You may be a visitor. Probably not, though. No. Visitors might do anything here. Are you the visitor? No. I have no idea how to find them, though. I mean, obviously he's not going to be one of the people who carry stuff around. But if we find any person here who looks a bit unusual, I mean, those two seem to be... what are you? You're an engineer, okay. If we find anyone who looks a bit unusual, we might have found the visitor. Probably... no, you're a medic. Chances are he will be at the bar. Oh no, that's a guard. Those look like inhabitants. So they're very likely to be somewhere here. Medic, worker. But they're kind of hard to spot. I mean, they're just one person in all of that. I would guess he's currently somewhere here, which I can't click, sadly. Yeah, we will see that we are making money, although no, those 3 credits we made. I believe the visitor will pay you as soon as he leaves your base. So let's not do any more trades right now. And let's just focus on, or let's just keep in mind that we are currently sitting on 723 coins. So that's the amount we need to remember now. And once we exceed that, or once the visitor ship leaves, I should just stay on here and wait for it to leave. What are you? Oh, you're the visitor. Haha, nice. We found the visitor. He's going to bunk. And I believe they pay depending on how many services they used and how good those services were when they actually leave. And I'm not sure what happens if the visitor actually dies. Like, if the dormitory is hit by a meteor, what will happen then? Also low on power, which is worrying because, well, we're almost done with the night. So it's not too worrying, but we have pretty much, again, hit the balance point. So, password critical, and there is daytime, just in time. I'll definitely want more of those, not the solar panels actually, I want more of the storage things. I need a power collector. 1, 2, 3, let's go with the biggest ones we can afford. And let's put one of them right over here. I didn't know you could take away that, like... I mean, it just took away a chunk of mountain. Why can't we do it with that as well? Oh... well, it's good to see we can at least do that. Okay, how's our money looking like? Not too much better. But the visitor is still going here. He's going to the Alex, so he's probably about to leave. Let's quickly check that. Your colonist ship, well, great. Because we need more hungry people. There's a visitor. Let's see what he'll do. So I suppose he will leave. He does wear quite a fashionable purple here. Kind of nice. And how much do we get? We got whopping 15 coins for the services. Obviously that wasn't a fortune, but it's better than... I mean, it's 15 coins for something we'd have anyway, for something we produce. Because I believe visitors don't use any metals, they don't use any... they may use medical supplies, I believe. I've never seen it. They may use medical supplies, but they're generally only there for food and maybe a drink. And maybe also some exercise, like in those hamster wheels here. I actually want another of those. Oh, what? Those need metal? Well, no more hamster wheels for you, then. Not having that. I mean, there's still a spare one, and we have this practice bar, this exercise bar here. Which will also warrant some fun times. I'm not sure if visitors will pay for looking at your plants, by the way. I'm not sure if that counts as a service that you want to provide, and that it counts as you provided. I mean, we kind of built that plant, but I'm not sure if visitors will pay us for that privilege. Although I suppose after a long, lonely space journey, you'd pay for seeing any kind of life form. Probably more for the human and attractive and scantily clothed, but you'd also probably be happy with the plant. Okay, that's been built. I'm hoping it will actually be finished before the night. Is that finished already? No. So 2 more metal go in here. And yeah, if people could finish that before the night rolls in, that would be lovely. Because it means we would gain power from it. And we still have a bit of leeway here. This needs filling, and I believe there's... yeah, there's the engineer. So I'm hoping by the time this is filled up, that we will have this power collector here filled up already as well, so it can take on the charge of the day. And if we can't fill that up in time, we'll probably add another power collector and another solar panel. Okay, so that guy is not being filled yet, and there's not much daytime left, so I'm kind of worried now. We might actually need another solar panel as well. The power collector is up. Well, it's not yet connected, so that now it's fine. It's all ready to receive some charge. Currently charging up this one. Yeah, I would say we won't make it in time unless the wind picks up. So I believe it might be a decent idea to plan another solar panel. And again, since we are currently kinda low on everything else, and since we really need that power, I'll just build the biggest one we can. I don't think it would be a wise idea to put them right next to the mountainside, where they might be obscured by the very environment. Is it a large one? Yeah, it's a very large one. I believe there's one bigger size we can't build yet, because we don't have the patent for it, or do we? Is that the largest thing we have? Where were those? Here? No. Here? No. There was a way to see what patents you have. Text, there we go. We do not have any of them. So there's the Colossal Panel and the Goliath Turbine. Obvious what those do. We can build an even bigger planting dome. It's kind of neat to see. We can build the Mega Collector. Oh, this does show that here as well. I'm not sure if we ever want the massive storage plant, because for one, it would probably be flipping huge, and we can't even fill up the big one here, or the large one. So I wouldn't see a point in having an even bigger one, unless you would want it to be your only storage place, and that seems a bit dodgy unless you can really protect it as well. I mean, if your only storage place will get hit by a meteor, you're pretty much boned. Because I'm not sure if any of the stuff will will persist a meteor strike or meteor impact. Okay, we're recording for half an hour now, and everything seems fine. The visitorship here has brought a whopping 2 visitors who seem to be a bit depressed and a bit hungry. And they're going to the airlock, and that is pretty much why I have 2 airlocks now. So we have that additional ability to get stuff out while people are trying to get in here. I would actually connect those 2 things here as well, but I don't want to use the resources for that. It just seems like a waste. We also did not manage to fill this up, I believe. Yeah, this one isn't full, and we're using it in chronological order, so this one is going to be emptied first. Meaning that I definitely need another solar panel. Or another wind turbine, or just a better day. I don't know how the day was in terms of power production. If we had a good day or not so much. I believe it was mediocre, so yeah, we can't bank on having good power production days every day. So we're pretty much done here. And we certainly want to increase the production then. Still need 4 metals here. How many do we have? I mean, 3 of them I've obviously carried in here. Yeah, we have all the metals we need. This guy also has its connection. And we still have 5 metals sitting around for whatever we want to do with them. I think those should actually produce power. Just saying. I would like to have those produce at least a bit of power, so we could essentially run the colony on the exercising colonists. Wouldn't that be lovely? Also, we're at the half hour mark, so we'll stop recording now. And I'm not sure if I'll do another or if I'll try to stream something. I actually want to try something else now, so until next week, we've sorted out many of the issues we've been having, with power being probably the largest problem we currently still have. I mean, we have increased the vegetable production again. We are sitting on a 20, let's say about 25 to 30 now, which is a very, very healthy stock, I believe. We have 10 meat, so I think the production there is going to be fine. We've not dropped below 10 meals. Actually, we just have, but I don't think we'll drop too far and too quick. So I think we'll be okay. The bar also seems to be stocked up with drinks now, which is great. We actually have 5 drinks, although only 2 of them are in here, so I'm not sure if they're going to be taken out or if they're just being consumed here. I believe it counts the ones that are currently in the process of being consumed. Okay, so I'm also not sure what brings, or if those cells bring on wine. Like if people have an alcoholic drink, which kind of uses up resources, will get you more money than, say, somebody just having a go at the treadmill. Okay. I just turned things around. I didn't want to do that. And just because I'm curious now, will we make it through the night? It's going to be a very close one, because it's the last power storage. It's our last power storage. And will it get us through? It will get us barely through. Okay, we're not done yet. The power plant still has to do stuff, and right now I'm getting a warning that we're having a high CPU load from encoding, but the recording hasn't stopped yet. It seems. No, it hasn't yet. So I'm happy with that. Check that, and it has balanced out, and we are now producing power again. Great. There's a trading ship. I actually want the big ones. Come on, give me the big trading ships. Yeah, because this is a freelance food trader. We could buy the tomato patent off him. We won't. I'm going to sell him like 3 of those, and I want most of his money for that. Actually, we'll sell him 4, and I'll have most of his money for that. We'll trade that, and we'll break up the episode. Until next week, bye!